Hey, it's Dr. Schmidt. So I want to show you some information related to a video I did in 2015. It has to do with physics, and I'm going to show you how this matters when it comes to taking a supplement. So the foundation of the Cellcore Biosciences product is fulvic acid, and fulvic acid commands space and directs matter, and it directs chemistry. This is true for all physics. So quantum physics, now known as nanoscience, is energy in space that controls matter, and you can see this in patterns like out in outer space. I'm going to show you some pictures right now. The basic field in quantum physics looks like a donut with a center like this, and when you look at it from the top, it'll have different patterns within the structure, but there's still the same center with a round outside exterior. So there's four forces in the universe. One is gravity, the other one is electrical, magnetic, and rotation. And I learned all this from Nassim Haramein, and I based my lecture back in 2015 on his work. So these four forces are used by fulvic acid to control heavy metals and to get rid of them out of your body. I'll get there. Just bear with me as we go over these other pictures. So here's a galaxy, for example. The Milky Way galaxy. It'll have our solar system and all kinds of other stars and planetary systems, but it still has that round exterior with the center in the middle. And here's another picture from another angle of a real live galaxy taken by NASA. And here's another one. Okay, and you can see it in nature too. So here's the center of a sunflower. You have that rotation going around, and you have a center point, and the outside is round. And then here's a picture of a snail. You got that rotation going around, and then in the center there's a point. I have many other pictures of how you can see this pattern in nature. For example, the hand or the ear, there's a curl to it and there's a center point. And please watch my video from 2015 if you want to see more. This subject is, quite frankly, in my personal opinion, one of the most exciting subjects there is, because when you understand physics, you understand chemistry and you understand biology, and that's how you get a person's body well, is to understand all three. In the journal Environmental Science Nano, they took a picture here of these elements. What we have here is iron, lead, and then they combined humic acid. In the upper left corner it says 0 hours, and they measured at 40 nanometers. So they had to use a very special microscope in order to capture this image. 24 hours later, this is what happened. The humic acid organized the lead and the iron. Now the stem below it, that's part of the measuring process. So just picture at the top here, it looks like a little universe. Now it's actually organized. This is disorganized. So adding the humic acid created order. This is huge. So it's like when you clean out your garage, what's the first thing you do? You pick something up and you make a decision. Do I throw it out? Do I recycle it? Do I donate it? Or should I keep it? So you're creating order in your garage. You're organizing. Fulvic acid and humic acid demands order in your body. And how does it do it? It does it with its energetic field. It's a structure of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And around that structure are fields, forces. There are four forces. I'm going to say them again. Electromagnetic, gravity, and rotation. You can see the rotation here because it's a circle, it's round. And we know that there's electromagnetic and gravity in there because that's what space consists of. Now the cloud was broken up into different colors according to the elements. So this is lead, it's green. You can see how it's cloud here. And then 24 hours later, you can see the beginning of the formation of that circle, but there's still a lot of green around it. So what they did was they kept measuring it, and then at 7 days, it looked like this. So let's look at the earlier one again. This is at 24 hours. This is at 0 hours, 24 hours, 7 days. So it's cleaner. All right, let's move on to the next element. This is iron. So it's a cloud, and then 24 hours later, it looks like that circle. It's got the characteristics of organization happening as dictated by space and the forces in space. Here's oxygen. That was part of the cloud too, and that was organized. And all of them put together, all the elements, 15 days later, looks like this. And remember, the stem is part of the measuring process. But it's very well organized. It has very distinct lines. And there's no random particles dispersed throughout the rest of the picture. So this is absolutely beautiful, and you can see the effects of humic acid on the elements that are inside our body. So what does this all mean? It means several things. Number one, it's very important that we have really good quality soil, and conventional farming does not allow for that. Organic farming does. Number two, it means that the fulvic acid and humic acid that's in the soil is very, very important for us to consume. When you do conventional farming, it destroys it. Organic farming creates more fulvic acid and humic acid because it comes from when plants degrade in the soil after they die. Number three, most supplements do not have fulvic acid or humic acid, and you can find them at health food stores. You can find them online. And there are a lot of people who are commenting to me in the last week as I talk about these products that they have various other products and companies that they use that are fulvic acid and humic acid, and they have great results with them. And that's fantastic. So keep using them. And I'm partial to the Cellcore product line because I know what they do to the fulvic acid and humic acid. They add more carbon, more hydrogen, more oxygen, and they're more powerful. And the rate of electricity in this product is double the normal products. Electricity is the movement of electrons, electronicity. Okay, so this is enhanced in their lab, in their production, to be more powerful than normal fulvic and humic acid. And the last thing I want to share is just the fact that it commands order in your body. So what happens if you have disorder in your body? You have dis-ease. You have loss of structure. Even at the nano scientific level, you're losing the structure of your elements, of your atoms, of your nucleus, of your mitochondria, of your cells. You have to have form there, and it's all of the material is hanging out in space. This pen is 99.999% space when you talk about quantum physics or nanoscience. So, but whatever structure is in there, it needs to be organized by the space, by the forces that are in space. So it's just really cool for me to talk about this because I've been studying physics ever since the early 90s. I took a physics class in undergrad and I aced it. And it was a lot of fun. I've been following physicists for a long time. So other people follow athletes or whatever. I don't do that. I follow physicists and really cool holistic doctors too. So to put this together, this is for the first time this company is putting together the nanoscience and the nutrition, and their top two leading scientists specialize in that. So when they're creating these supplements, they're thinking in terms of quantum physics, and then the other co-developers of these products, they're chiropractors and they do muscle testing, and they do the clinical work, and it'll take them 2.5, 3 years to come out with a product because they're testing it on themselves and on their patients too. And then now they have 18 products, and it's a small product line, but they're really phenomenal. So thanks for listening. I hope it was interesting to you because it's super crazy interesting to me. My original purpose for creating a YouTube channel, however, 6, 7 years ago, was to document my discoveries and to document on video what I'm learning. And at some point, some people liked it, and I started to get a following. So this isn't so super clinical like maybe you might be wanting, like what supplements should I take, what food should I eat. But I always like to give the background as to why I recommend the supplements that I recommend, and why, I coined the term special dirt when I describe a category of supplements that detoxify the body. Well, certainly, this lineup is special dirt. It's fulvic acid and humic acid enhanced by man in a lab in the production facility. So it's, now you know. And so when you're taking something like this, or when you're taking this product specifically, or whatever other products they have, now you know how it's working. You actually saw the pictures. It's making your cells organized. It's making your atoms organized. And when you have organization, you have health. It comes down to being just that simple. And like picture this at the human level. So there are people who are organized, and around them their space is predictable, and their space is healthy, and you can walk through their house. They're not hoarding garbage in their living room. And then you have other people who are not organized. They're disorganized. And what are they like? What's their house like? They're not able to clean it up, or maybe they're not at home all the time, so it's always dirty. because they're out protesting the patriarchy or something, and they're liking that turmoil. So that's what mercury is. That's what lead is in your body. It's turmoil. It's destruction. It's disorganization, and then you get death. You get illness first, and then it leads to death. And that's ultimately what we're trying to reverse is the disorganization, and we're trying to keep it healthy as long as possible. And I'm not trying to live forever, but as long as I'm living, I want to be as healthy as possible. All right, if you like this information, please give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe. And if you don't like this information, please give me a thumbs up anyways, because it took me a long time to figure all this stuff out. And if you want to be a patient in the office, go below to look for all the details and the links, and you can call the office. And I have myself and 5 other practitioners that we can help you with your nutritional journey to improve your health.